makes things more complicated, considering how organized criminals are being involved. How is this all gonna tie in? How are we gonna win against criminals? Let's see. The court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Today will be the final day of this trial. I hope both the prosecution and the defense will be able to present decisive evidence. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement. In yesterday's session, the defense presented us with a new theory for this case. He claims that the scene of the crime was in fact Studio 2. Today I will call on people present in Studio 2 trailer that day. Today I will call on people present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. From their testimonies, their truth will become clear. Very well. Edgeworth seems a bit on edge today. Puns galore. You may call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls Ms. Diz Vasquez to the stand. Ms. Diz Vasquez is a producer who was present in Studio 2 trailer that day. Okay, time for the final showdown. Will the witness state her name and occupation? Diz Vasquez. I am a producer for Global Studios. On the day of the murder, you were in the trailer in Studio 2. As everyone here knows, yes? I dislike needless banter. If you must pontificate, do it when I'm not here. Very well, Mr. Vasquez. Or Miss. I keep missing up Mr. and Miss. Anyway. Please give the court your testimony concerning the day of the murder. Mr. Miss. Nick, I know she did and make her pay. Right. If she's guilty, I'll catch her with her pants down, so to speak. Oh, loud. I entered the trailer, a little before noon. The meeting began at 12 o'clock sharp and ended at 4. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Saul take me. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks at the table in front of the trailer. We found Hammer's body later when we all went to Studio 1. That's all. I have a question about one part of your testimony. You were fatigued, so you had Saul take you? The van. There is a van at Studio 2. Oh, there it is. I had him take me in that. Oh, okay. I guess, I didn't really, pay attention to the fact that there was, a van there. That's pretty important, I think. I thought it might be risky to walk, what with the monkey's head toppling over. A van. I see. Very well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Well, this is the final battle, Nick. Let's do it. It's the boss battle. Okay, something should be wrong her testimony. Somehow she didn't see Jackhammer, supposedly. By yourself? Yes. And you didn't stop in the employee area? No. Are you always this terse? Yes. Oh dear. I think part of that is, part of it is her personality, probably, but also because, she's not giving much away. Okay, she's been there 12 to 4, apparently. Did no one leave during the meeting? No one. Come on, let's talk a bit more about that. The witness did not come here to engage in idle conversation. Stop interrupting the testimony. The same could be said to you, Mr. Edgeworth. And please stop banging on your little desk. It hurts my ears. Even Edgeworth is being dissed. It's funny. It's kind of funny how they kind of point that out. You know, everyone keeps slamming their desk for dramatic tension. And when exactly was that? I've forgotten. That's it. Maybe you could try remembering? No. The meeting ended at 4 and the rehearsal was scheduled for 5. I would think it was between those times. You would think? Come on, all you had to do was state that. All you did was state the obvious, Edgeworth. Nothing there. Rehearsal. For 5. Fatigued. Well, hold on. You had Sal take you. What does that mean? It means what I just said. I'd have Sal take me in the Studio 2 van. Oh, alright. Okay. Guess we're just gonna take that as fact. And what were you doing there during that time? Don't hit your desk. Again, you keep hitting our desk. It irritates me. Slam! Yeah, Mr. Wright. Slam, slam, slam. Oops. It was a 15-minute break. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks. Do you have someone who can verify this? Sal. No, I mean someone else? One person is enough. If she committed murder during that break, she wouldn't have had time to eat a T-bone steak. If I had some evidence that proves she didn't eat that steak... Well, Nick find anything? I kinda wish she said a little bit more. It's hard. I think she's pretty used to being the boss. But I'm sure you'll find some kind of contradiction in what she said. Somewhere. Okay. Something about steak. T-bone steak. I think I have an idea. Steak. Well, this is evidence concerning the steak in the employee area. But, you know... Because again, I mentioned this before like multiple times, why is there nothing on their plates, you know, in the Studio 2 area? There's no like bone in the T-bone steak, right? If they actually ate the steak, again, unless they threw the bones away? But, I don't know, let's see. I might be wrong about this, I might be jumping the gun, but I wonder if this is the thing we need to pin on her. The fact that, you know, there's stuff missing on the actual plate when you ate there. Man, too. Let's see. As I thought. You claim you had a T-bone steak. But I say you did not. What's this now, Mr. Wright? Oh, look at this. It's a plate. This plate was on the table in the employee area. As you can see, a large bone has been left behind. Mr. Wright, need I remind you it was a T-bone steak? Exactly my point, Edgy Poo. Remember, if you will, Mr. Vasquez and Mr. Manella ate at the table outside the trailer. Yet there were no bones left on the plates. The plates were bare. Miss Vasquez? Tell me, how can a person eat a T-bone steak and not leave the bone? The meat on the bone, bone on the meat. I think I know how. You ate the bone too, you monster! No, we ate a boneless steak. I mean, that's possible. I don't know. I've actually eaten a boneless steak before. I don't know, I kind of hate bones. I don't know, it's kind of this pet peeve of me. But I really hate bones in, like, food. I don't know. I guess I'm just a fucking kid, I guess. But, like, I hate when there's, like, meat, you know, just, like, bone in the way. I gotta eat around the bone. Anyway. You didn't eat the steak, buddy. You didn't eat any steak during the break. You took your steak and threw it somewhere like that incinerator. I see. Then what was Miss Vasquez doing during her break? Well, isn't it obvious, Your Honor? You're bullying Salmonella, of course. No, meeting the Steel Samurai. She was meeting with the Steel Samurai. The one that went to Studio 2, as we saw in that photo. Order. Are you saying... Yes, Your Honor. As Miss Vasquez left the trail to eat her steak, she ran into the Steel Samurai. Then you did it. You killed him with your own hands. Mr. Wright, isn't that a little presumptuous? What kind of stunt are you trying to pull, Wright? Let him claim what he wants. You say I did it? Yes. Fascinating. And here I was worrying that today would be as boring as all the rest. Very well. Let us have a battle of wits, you and I. Any day, Vasquez. Well, good luck, Nick. Let's see. What was that murder weapon again? Oh yes, the samurai spear. Yes? I am, as you can see, a woman of petite stature. How could I possibly use that heavy spear as a weapon? Well, ironically enough, especially in ancient Japan, spears, or at least, well, maybe not the spear, but like the naginata, was often associated with feminine beauty and stuff, right? Like a female warrior would often be associated with like a big old pole weapon, I guess to bridge the gap between the height differences often between men and women. So women were often depicted with like a naginata, like a spear weapon, a pole weapon, whenever they were depicted as like feminine warriors or female warriors or whatever. But I'm thinking, well, assuming it's true, assuming we're looking at the facts here. Or, well, we can't really see it here, but everyone's presuming that it's a heavy weapon. There's nothing that says otherwise, as far as I know. So we can only assume that it is a heavy weapon if she can't actually use it. Pierced to the chest by a spear. Say I don't know. I mean, we don't know, really. I think that's too, truthful, though. I mean, you gotta say that you couldn't have used the heavy spear as a weapon. Following the facts. Well, I think you would have a great deal of difficulty using that as a weapon. Pretty much anyone would. And especially as we saw in the photo of a jackhammer who stabbed, assumedly anyway, stabbed in the front, maybe? If he was, it would be pretty hard, I think. They actually even a normal person would find that pretty hard to pierce someone just with one spear. If it was an actual fight, I imagine it would be like a bunch of stabs, really, not just like one crucial, accurate stab to the heart. Unless Diva is somehow like a spear warrior. I find that highly unlikely, though. You see, yes. However, that has no bearing on this case. Meaning, the samurai spear was not the murder weapon. What? Nani? What is the meaning of this? The spear was found lying next to the victim's body. Well, as we learned, that wasn't the scene of the crime, though. I have proof, Your Honor. I can prove that the samurai spear was not used as the murder weapon. Okay. I think I know what Phoenix is getting at. Because if you think about it, what else can kill Jackhammer? Something sharp, right? Where else do we see something sharp around here? Well, as we can see here, these are pretty sharp. I guess it's axe as well, but we're not looking at the axe. We're looking at these sharpy, pointy bits. And we saw before, it's kind of a hint there, this part was bent before, right? How is it bent? Maybe someone fell on it. At least this guy did anyway. So, I guess, yeah, that's the only thing we can show. There's nothing else like sharp and pointy, except the spear itself, but we did say, I don't think it's the spear that killed him. Necessarily. So, I guess all we can say is this. We can show this. What? Oh, did we lose? What happened? Wrong, Mr. Wright. But I haven't said anything yet. I know you well enough by now to know when you're going to present the wrong evidence. I can sense it too with my fey blood. Okay, so I picked the wrong evidence. Damn it! Right, okay, here's the real evidence, Your Honor. I can prove. Oh, okay. Whoops. Okay, maybe okay, that's the problem, Phoenix Wright. Jumping the gun. That's what I did. I jumped the gun. Okay, we have to. Okay, first we prove. First step: how do we prove that the samurai spear wasn't a murder weapon in the first place? Let's think about the spear. This is the murder weapon. Apparently, he was stabbed by a spear. So I mean, an autopsy doesn't prove anything. Can we look at the spear itself? I was wondering, is there any blood on the spear? You know, like a couple of things. For one, it has duct tape on it. So I mean, duct tape is pretty powerful, but this is like, you know, if you bend it in like a forceful way, I'd imagine, you know, the spear wouldn't be as effective. You know, you try to stab someone with it, the duct tape would probably give way and it would like bend, you know, and probably won't be very effective at all. So I'm thinking maybe we should present the samurai spear. Okay, I think this is correct. Okay, again, this is what happens, Phoenix Wright. I'm probably gonna do this like a few times, but you know, I think everyone has this problem where you're like, oh, this is the conclusion, right? This is where we need to go. This is the actual evidence we need to prove. Oh, but wait, no, I did it too early. I need to present this first, and then I prove this before I prove that. Anyway, so we gotta prove that this was a murder weapon. I present proof of this murder weapon. But that is the murder weapon. Not so fast. Remember that the spear broke during the morning action scene of run-through? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But someone fixed the spear. It was a security lady. She fixed it with duct tape. Now tell me, how is it possible for someone to stab a man who's wearing a thick costume of this through the chest? With flex tape, obviously. No. Order. Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? Think about what you're... Silence. I'm the one testifying here and I will be heard. Edgeworth is just getting the boot. Are you quite sane? Are you even aware of what you're saying? If the samurai spear was not the murder weapon, then pray tell what was. How was Hammer killed? Well, Mr. Wright, can you tell us what weapon was used to kill Mr. Hammer? Would I make a claim like that if I couldn't tell you what the weapon was? I presented this before already, Judge, but I kinda like, again, I did it too early. I'm afraid your confidence can sometimes be unfounded, Mr. Wright. Very well, let's see this murder weapon then. Right here, I showed you this before. You know, I'm actually quite grateful that we didn't lose any HP, you know, that one time. That's good. You picked something, you picked it wrong, but usually, you know, there's like a little bar, you know, a health bar. I remember actually in the original, they weren't health bars, they were like exclamation points, you know? I don't know what the difference is, but you know, if you lose your entire health bar, then you gotta restart the whole thing all over again, which is not good. Anyway, look at this photo. Look at this photograph. What is it? Why, that's Jackhammer standing at the top of the stairs. Order. If I cannot have order, this trial will be suspended. Mr. Wright, what is this all about? This photograph is from 5 years ago. There was an unfortunate accident at Global Studios. This is the photo of that very accident. Now the word of this was leaked to the outside. It was a close-kept secret at the studios. What does this have to do with the current case? Mr. Edgeworth, you still can't see it? See the fallen man in this photo? See how the fence post pierced him through the chest? You know, it's quite a coincidence actually that, you know, apparently, I guess this is what Phoenix Wright is insinuating, that Jackhammer died the same way as his, like, victim 5 years ago, supposedly. What? Are you saying? Yes. What happened 5 years ago? Has happened again. Again, quite a coincidence. But I guess, a lot of it is coincidence in this game. Gotta rely on those things. For the drama. Mr. Wright, continue. It's 2:30 p.m. on the day of the murder. Miss Diva Vasquez meets Jackhammer outside the Studio 2 trailer. Then she did it. She pushed Mr. Hammer off the stairs onto the fence. Just like Mr. Hammer had done himself 5 years ago. Though whether she did it on purpose or by accident, I cannot say. In other words, the victim, Mr. Hammer, he died in the same way that he caused another man to die? 5 years ago. Precisely. Ironic, isn't it? Dramatic irony. Very creative, Mr. Wright. I could use a man like you on my script writing stuff. You deny that what I say is true. Mr. Wright, let's say for the sake of argument that the Hammer died at the trailer as you say. Yet the body was found at Studio 1, was it not? And in the evil magistrate's costume no less. Are you then claiming that I carried the body to Studio 1 and returned to the trailer all in the space of a 15-minute break? How could I have disposed of the body? The break in the meeting at the trailer lasted 15 minutes, from 2:30 to 2:45. Could Jackhammer have been pushed off the stairs to his death, then carried to Studio 1 and placed inside his costume? There wasn't enough time. Indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, how could she have dealt with the body? She couldn't deal with it. I bet she could have moved it. She had another way. I mean, the first thought that comes to mind is this van. 15 minutes though? Maybe it's possible. What if she had another way to carry the body? Other than with her own hands. For instance. Actually, for that matter, there was no need for her to do the deed in 15 minutes. And there was a way for you to carry that body. Interesting. Let's hear it then. Mr. Wright, please show us how she carried the body. With this van. Miss Vasquez, you carried the body to Studio 1. And you used the studio van to do it. Recall your testimony. There was a 3-hour rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. Interesting. There's a van there, right? Had Sal drive me. Oh, I think I'm putting the pieces together now. Okay. You used the van to carry the body to Studio 1. Then, before everyone else got there, you put the body into the magistrate costume. Hold on, Wright. Don't forget, it was Salmonella that drove the van. Are you suggesting that Mr. Manella was a conspirator? Well, as we've learned, I don't know. I mean, I think he should go to jail either way, Mr. Salmonella, but I don't think he is guilty. It doesn't seem like it anyway. I mean, if he was, I think he would squeal like a pig, to be honest, unless he's incredibly good at lying. But I think for the most part, Mr. Manella, I don't think he knew exactly what happened. Because the thing, again, he's at the beck and call of these Vasquez. I don't think he was actually in on it. Especially considering Diva Vasquez's personality, I don't think he gave away, the fact that he was involved in the first place. Too many, loose ends to tie up in that case, so I think she left him in ignorance. That's my theory, I guess. Let's see. Of course he wasn't. Huh. So without Mr. Manella noticing anything, she put the body in the van, then managed to put the body into the costume. Are you seriously suggesting that this is possible? Of course I'm not serious. Oh, okay, maybe not. I was kidding! To light up the proceedings. Okay, never mind. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe Salmonella was guilty after all, or at least, guilty by association. Well, good thing we didn't lose any HP though. You can't line up a murder, Mr. Wright. The court requests you refrain from making claims in jest. Yes, Your Honor. Of course, someone there has to have been a conspirator. I guess he is. Never mind. Maybe I was underestimating him. The body had to be placed in the van and put into the costume. There's no way Miss Vasquez could have done that alone. Okay. Again, I thought he was doing it in ignorance, but maybe not. Also, don't forget that he had to dispose of the Steel Samurai costume. They had to, because it was covered in Mr. Hammer's blood. Yeah, the fact that Evil Magistrate's costume had no blood in the first place was weird. They probably burned it in that small incinerator. Well, Miss Vasquez, shall I continue? No need. You're smarter than you look, Mr. Wright. I lose, you win. It was fun. I win? So what happens next? Don't question mark me. Don't you have anything to say? What would you like me to say? Huh? I lost? Something like that? I just said that. Wait, so you mean... Divasquez, so it was you. You killed Jack Hammer. Ellipses? Who can say? Huh? Are you sure I did it? Mr. Wright, we just engaged in a battle of wits. As a result of that battle, you proved the possibility that I murdered Hammer. Right. But that is only a possibility. Proof is another thing altogether. You lack decisive proof, Mr. Wright. Nah. Order. Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Of course, it's just what this says. Certainly. It does seem very likely she did it, but there's no proof. He's just relying on Vasquez for everything. Edgeworth isn't sure. Well, I came here as a witness today. If you no more questions, I'll be leaving. What do I do now? No further questions! Testify again. I'd like you to testify again. Testify again? Know when to give up, Mr. Wright. Think about it. Even if I were to testify again, what's the point? I can only say what I said before. The truth, Mr. Wright. I've already said all there is to say. What would happen if I said it again? You'd ask the same questions, get the same answers. A waste of time. Damn it! To come so far only to fail. As it seems there are no further questions, I would like to end the cross-examination of the witness, Ms. Vasquez. Edgeworth? Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? I was hoping to come with a question while I was objecting, Your Honor. I didn't. Edgeworth? What are you doing? I see, very well. Your Honor, I request that the witness testify again. You are the prosecutor, are you not? Why are you badgering me? I'm your witness. I just want to hear your testimony again. Does this make any sense to you, Your Honor? I don't see that we have anything to gain by repeating the last several minutes. Mr. Edgeworth, I too see a little point in making Ms. Vasquez repeat herself. What exactly did you want her to testify about? Well, yes, Edgeworth. Indeed. Verily I say, ergo. I want to hear about what happened. After they found the body. After they found the body? Very well. The witness will testify to the court concerning this matter. Nick, why did Edgeworth... Who knows? He probably realized she did it too. But... Wasn't he the one that said he always gets a guilty verdict? After all that... Edgeworth, maybe you're a good guy after all. You want to find the truth like I do. Wow. Okay. I was with Sal and Oldbag, the security lady, when we found the body. The assistant was there too, only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police, then Powers showed up. The security lady Oldbag was quite agitated, pointing at Powers saying he did it. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. Then I went home. Okay, that seems all innocuous. I see no issues raised by this testimony. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Okay, Nick, we're close, real close. She may be acting tough now, but if we put her on the spot, she's sure to falter. Find the key you need and twist the truth out of her, Nick. Right. I'm right, Mr. Wright. Okay. What time was that? We were to meet at 5 for the rehearsal, so I'd say it was then. When exactly did you and Mr. Manella arrive at the studio? About 10 minutes before. I wasn't stuffing any bodies in costumes, mind you. Where were the other employees when you got to the studio? They weren't there yet. Well, then you could have put Hammer in that costume with Salmonella's help. Oh, what did I just say? Did I not just say I wasn't stuffing any bodies into any costumes? You should try to listen what people are saying, boy. Boy? Okay. She's, she's tough. She's tough to break. Mr. Powers is taking a nap, correct? So he says. Did no one go to call him? Remember what? There was a dead body lying in front of us, yet you expect me to be calm. You certainly seem calm enough when I accuse you of murder. I guess I'm gonna press harder. Wait a second, would that be the other way around? The other way around? You discovered a murdered body and one person was missing, right? Wouldn't you normally go looking for the missing person? I have to agree with the defense on this one. Well, Mr. Vasquez? Or I keep saying Mr. Mr. Anyway, Miss Vasquez. Logically speaking, perhaps. But no one there was thinking very logically, I assure you. Also, without his steel samurai costume, Powers doesn't really stand out. We often left him on the bus when shooting at location. No one noticed he was missing. Poor Powers. Well, I suppose that explains that. Very well, Miss Vasquez. Called the police and Powers showed up. Well, what was everyone else doing at that time? No one said a thing. It was silent, completely silent. So we stood there until Powers finally arrived at the scene. Sorry I'm late. Then silence. Dead silence. Like just now. Silence. Hey Nick. Why is everyone so quiet? Oh, I should do something to lighten things up. Old bag. The security lady. Why did the security lady think Powers had done it? Well, she said because she saw him going toward the studio. Right, the Steel Samurai. Did the detective arrest Mr. Powers based solely on the security lady's word? Perhaps not. She seems to have also gained the detective that Or I can't say words. She seems to have also given the detective that photograph. Of course, I've heard all this after the fact. That photograph, meaning the one taken by the security camera. He's not known for exhibiting the best sense of judgment when it comes to Hammer. Is there anything here I can use? You asked to be left out. Yes. It seems that everyone else was questioned, and I'm really not fond of that sort of thing. But you can't just decide who the police will and won't question. Thankfully, the studio thinks otherwise. They were nice enough to understand that since we were in a meeting, there was no way we could have been involved, thus they covered for us. Covered for you, or covered it up for you. There must have been a lot riding on it, well, those bigwigs at the meeting. I'm sure her professionals helped convince everyone that they require questioning. The script in your direction notes. Yes, they're quite valuable. It wouldn't do to have them stolen. No, I guess not. Wait a second. I thought you came to the Studio 1 for a rehearsal. Why didn't you bring your script and notes? Well, I was under the impression that we wouldn't be able to rehearse anything. Why? There was a murder after all. Who could think of rehearsing after that? Oh yeah, I guess. Very well, Mr. Vasquez, please continue. Edgeworth? Your Honor, I have an objection to the witness's last statement. Huh? Think. Ms. Vasquez says she didn't bring the script because there wouldn't be a rehearsal. I did find that suspicious, actually. Don't you see what that means? She would have had to know about the murder before going to Studio 1. he's attacking the witness. Normally we attack the witness, but Edgeworth is going at her too. Order, order. Mr. Edgeworth. What you have just said is a reasonable observation. However, I find it hard to understand why the prosecution would make such a move. Or are you thinking of a career change to the defense? You'll play as Edgeworth. I appreciate the concern, Your Honor. I will stand by my statement, however, regardless of how bad the court sees my role here. Now, Miss Vasquez, do you have an explanation? I can't believe Edgeworth is helping me. So the prosecution is in cahoots with the defense. What kind of court is this? No matter. I think you misunderstood me. I had a perfectly good reason to believe there wouldn't be no rehearsal. Very well. The witness will change her testimony to reflect this reason. Okay. I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind. How did you know about the injury? How did I know? Sal. He told me. Sal, the director. If I had something to peg on her. Or, well, something to peg her for. I believe you, Nick. Go get him. There's something wrong with this statement. She said that Sal told her, but... Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Chotomate. Hammer was injured? That doesn't sound right. No, wait, is that- wait, I can't remember now. No, wait, that's correct. Never mind. I thought- okay. I was thinking about something else, never mind. I think I have my wrong theory, but I don't know. Okay, I don't get what's going on. What do I need to do? What do I need to do? Something's wrong with this statement. I just know it. Something's wrong with this statement. Hammer was injured. Couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind. You left the script behind, right? Okay, I don't know. I don't know exactly what I'm supposed to do here. Left location. Is this relevant? I don't know if that's relevant. Crime scene. No. Nothing behind. Okay, this is a bit of a brain buster. I'm not exactly sure what I'm trying to prove. Because I thought we were trying to prove that she didn't know that Hammer was injured in the first place. I mean, that's a bit of a lie, isn't it? But then she said that Sal told her, right? When you pressed her. So... I believe Sal was there at the action scenes, right? A little run through anyway. There's no... I don't know. I wish there was like a way to, like, you know, look at the log or something, see... Like, you know, like the previous court case, or not court case, but like previous, you know, trial day or whatever. I want to see exactly what Salmonella told the court and everything. So what did he say? He was at the run-through, right? I believe so. But then he didn't go to the employee area, he went to the Studio 2 to eat. That's where he was. I'm not sure. But I think... Dragging one leg. Okay, what was the initial objection? Edgeworth objected to her saying that she knew there wouldn't be any action scenes. Something. Before she went to the rehearsal, which is weird, you know, because that would assume that she would know that there was something up in the first place. So that's why she went to get her script, or whatever. That's what she said anyway. But that's a weird contradiction, so Edgeworth said, like, no, that's wrong. And so she said, well, she knew that there wouldn't be a rehearsal because Hammer was injured. Couldn't do any action scenes. I'll press her again. Let me see. What was it again? I didn't know about injury. How did I know? Sal, he told me. Sal, the director. I can't remember. Oh my god, I'm a little stuck. This is what happens, Phoenix Wright. You get stuck because you're not sure which evidence you're supposed to provide to the court. Now, this isn't relevant. Sleeping pills, not really relevant. Van, steak plate, no. Camera, no. I don't think the Cody stuff isn't relevant. Monkey head? Is that somehow related? I'm not sure. Murder weapon, well, it's not the real murder weapon, at least that's what Phoenix is saying. Guide map? No. Okay, my first thought, like, I guess impulse is to show this photo, right? To say, like, how did you know? How could you have known? You know, but she did say it was Sal, right? So it's kind of like, I don't know. Is it this the correct one to choose? Okay. Alright, it's just me thinking. Because initially I thought, okay, because I thought I had like a eureka moment, because I initially thought Hammer wasn't injured. I thought it was Powers that was injured. But that was me remembering, right? I believe, yeah, Hammers was injured. That is true, I believe. Unless I'm getting that wrong as well. But yeah, during the action run-through, you know, a little practice, I guess, Will Powers and Jack Hammer were like, you know, doing a little like, you know, what's it called? You know, fighting, but like acting fighting. I forget what's that called, but they were practicing the little fight they were gonna do in costumes, but they were like without costumes for now. And then no, wait, no, okay. Oh, I'm like confusing myself. I'm confusing myself at this point. Because if I remember correctly, it was Will Powers, wasn't it? I believe it was Will Powers that broke his leg, right? He broke his leg, not Hammer. Hammer didn't break any of his legs. He was fine, right? I believe so. Okay, I'm just like going in circles here. Okay, because I don't know. It's been a week. or at least 4 days anyway, since the last time I played. At least at this part anyway. So I kind of forget all the facts, but I believe Will Powers is the one that, you know, hurt his leg, not Hammer. Jack Hammer didn't break his legs or anything. He just stole the costume and, you know, I guess also drugged Will Powers. You know, that's partly the reason why I remember now. This is why Will Powers, in the first place, said he was taking a nap. You know, like, you know, for one, he has sleeping pills. You know, he ate sleeping pills. But another fact was the fact, or rather, another reason was the fact that he was trying to recover from his little injury, right? So that's why everyone was, in the first place, that's why everyone thought it was Powers in this photo. But, well, I don't think it is. So I think, I mean, this is the only relevant thing we can show, right? Hopefully it's the correct one, but yeah. I think that's the reasoning why we should confront her with this. Let's see if I'm right. You knew that Hammer was injured. Don't you think that's a little funny? I mean, it was the Steel Samurai who was injured. It was Will Powers. What? Mr. Wright, explain yourself. Yes, Mr. Hammer is dragging his leg in this photo. But that's because he was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Yeah, okay, so he knew about the injury. Pretending? One person was injured in the run-through that morning. That person was Mr. Powers, not Mr. Hammer. And again, I wish, you know, I guess the game expects you to play through the entire case in one sitting, but you know, the way I do it, you know, I tend to like come away from the game and come back. So I wish there was like a little, like, you know, a little like log that shows you like important, you know, important stuff. I mean, there's a court record, right? But like, it doesn't show you everything, right? It doesn't show you all the reasons. For example, why is he dragging his leg? You know, like stuff like that. So anyway, that's why it's important to remember everything. Otherwise, that kind of slips through the crack. Anyway, now, why did you think it was Mr. Hammer who was injured? I already said it was Sal who told me. That's right, he must have gotten it wrong. I think not. Mr. Manella was at the run-through that morning. He would have known it was Mr. Powers who was injured. He saw it happen. Why would he tell you the wrong person? Ms. Vasquez. Now you heard Mr. Manella wrong, I mean that doesn't prove anything. I'll choose this one. Actually, you didn't hear anything from Mr. Manella. You saw Mr. Hammer limping with your own eyes. Yes, but wasn't it Mr. Powers who was injured? Yes, but remember, Mr. Hammer was dragging his leg too. He was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Ugh. And when was he doing this? Well, it would have been after he put on the Steel Samurai costume and went to Studio 2, where he was murdered. Exactly. Miss Vasquez, you met him, didn't you? You saw the Steel Samurai limping. And Mr. Hammer was in that Steel Samurai suit. That's why you were confused. That's why you thought it was Mr. Hammer who had been injured that morning. Order, order. I will have order. Yeah, I also, like, you know, I guess, you know, it makes sense that the Diva Vasquez also confused me, personally, by saying Hammer got injured, because I was, like, super confused. But yeah, we got the truth. So, witness. Can you refute this claim? Yeah, let's see you sneak out of this one, Vasquez. Very well. I have a question for you. Why are the real killers always so persistent? Why in the world would I want Mr. Hammer dead? Yes, he'd fallen in hard times, but he was a star. I had nothing to gain from his death. Nothing. Yes, you would need a motive. Why would you have killed the victim? If there's a reason, it is unclear to this court. Does the defense have anything to say on the matter? In other words, can you prove she had a motive? I mean, we have no choice but to say she does, because otherwise, we can't pin this murder on anyone else. So... Okay, I have proof, and I'll show it to you. I present to the court evidence as to Miss Vasquez's motive in this murder. I mean, the only thing that connects Jackhammer and Diva Vasquez together, only one thing we have in the court record is this. It's kind of hard to draw a connection as to why, but this is where we're gonna start, I assume. So let's see. Well, this is my proof. This is the photo from before. This photo reveals the motive in this murder. I'm right, aren't I, Miss Vasquez? 5 years ago, Mr. Hammer was at the height of his fame. With Diva Vasquez's help, a terrible accident was swept under the carpet. Ladies and gentlemen, the case currently up for trial began on that day 5 years ago. Ironically enough, that accident precipitated Mr. Hammer's fall. His fall from stardom. His good has weighed him down, no doubt. However, you, Diva Vasquez, used Mr. Hammer. You made him work for you for a petty change. Bringing us to the present day, in Mr. Hammer's last role as the evil magistrate. Yes, undoubtedly it was a constant source of shame for the ex-star. One moment, Mr. Wright. We are talking about motives here, yet you've only talked about Mr. Hammer. It almost seems as if it was Mr. Hammer who had killed Diva Vasquez, not the other way around. What motive would Miss Vasquez have? Yes, that's right. According to what you say, I would have no reason to kill Hammer. He was a good source of income for me. And I never get rid of useful men. It's a policy of mine. Mr. Wright, please explain Miss Vasquez's motive for murder. I mean, we say we do, then it'll be evidence, but we don't have any evidence that says she does. Again, the only connection we have is this photo, but that says nothing. That just shows she's blackmailing Jackhammer, and that's all we have. But I guess, I don't know. I think Edgeworth, Phoenix, maybe, is hinting towards something. You know what? You're right. She has no motive. I give up. Well, she had no motive, Your Honor. Was that now? It was Mr. Hammer who was out for blood. Yeah, that's what the judge was saying as well. Like, it seems like Mr. Hammer is the killer, you know? Maybe he is. All Miss Vasquez did was push him off the stairs in self-defense. What's that now? It's simple. Mr. Hammer was intending to kill Miss Vasquez. What? Nani? Your Honor, Jackhammer drugged Mr. Powers with sleeping pills. Jackhammer snuck into the dressing room and stole the Steel Samurai costume. Jackhammer wore the costume to fool the security lady into thinking he was Powers. Yeah, he's doing a whole lot. So, then Jackhammer made his way to the trailer. And for what purpose, you ask? To kill Diva Vasquez, who had so cruelly taken advantage of him all those years. You broke her pipe. So, you did do it, didn't you? Yes. I am guilty. It was me. Hey. Someone call an ambulance. There's blood everywhere. We're too late. Oh no. Ah, Miss Vasquez. What? What happened here? Manuel fell from the trailer stairs. Manuel! Miss Vasquez, please try to remain calm. I don't know who's talking, to be honest. But I guess this is... No, how could this... It was an accident. Mr. Hammer was doing an action scene and... No! Manuel! Don't touch him! Miss Vasquez! No! Okay, I'm trying to like piece the dialogue together. I think this is like the accident that happened 5 years ago. Please don't die. Please. Manuel too. I guess Manuel is an important person to the Vasquez. I guess that's how it all started. Okay. And that's why, I get it. So that's why she's been, you know, taking advantage of Jackhammer this whole time as her way of revenge. Right. Okay. So what happened, I guess, 5 years ago, Jackhammer accidentally killed someone, killed an actor, a fellow actor, and that actor was apparently Manuel. And Manuel was someone important to Diva Vasquez, you know, maybe a lover, maybe a brother, someone close to her. And so, in order to, you know, probably to appease the company, as well as take revenge on Jackhammer, you know, in a very cruel but clever way, was to blackmail him, right? Blackmail him, but also do her job in, like, putting everything under the carpet. But in doing so, she probably, you know, held quite a lot of spite against Jackhammer, and that's why he's been doing all these bad roles. And you know about the cycle of revenge, you know, and all that. I guess that's why Jackhammer eventually decided to kill Diva Vasquez as well. Anyway. Congratulations, Mr. Wright. I lose. Again. Mr. Edgeworth, where's Diva Vasquez? In the waiting lobby, Your Honor, as calm and collected as ever. I see. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? It appears you have brought about yet another miracle. Aye, thank you, Your Honor. I think not, Your Honor. Will Powers was innocent. That he should be found so is only natural, not a miracle. Yes, you're right. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, not guilty. Yay. That is all. This court is adjourned. Alright, we did it. Turns out the real killer was the victim. What a plot twist. Or well, not the real. It's like the victim was also a killer, I guess, supposed to killer. I guess Diva Vasquez is the actual true killer, but like she did it in like in self-defense, so it wasn't like she was like, you know, planning on killing someone in the first place. So I assume she'll probably have a lesser sentence compared to someone who was planning on murder in the first place. I don't know what to say. Thank you so much. I'm just glad you're okay. Yes, but it's sad. I know now that Mr. Hammer stole my costume. It's bad enough that he wanted to kill Miss Vasquez, but to think that he tried to frame me for the murder. It makes me sad. Tell me why, Mr. Wright. Huh? Tell me, why did Mr. Hammer want to blame me? I mean, show him something. This is what I think. Mr. Hammer wanted to put the blame on you because maybe because of this. I think. I don't know. I might be wrong, but I'm thinking. I hope this is right. Because Jackhammer was jealous, right? He wanted to get back to his, like, you know, his prime, when he was adored by all the kids. But he was replaced, you know, it seems like anyway. You know, practically speaking, replaced by Will Powers. You know, Will Powers became the Steel Samurai, became the hero that all the kids adored now. So, you know, it's kind of like he wanted to be in that position, but he can't. Not anymore. So that's why he wanted to frame Will Powers. Maybe? I'm guessing. It's because you were the Steel Samurai. Because I was the Steel Samurai? Mr. Hammer was a big star once, but he was reduced to acting in a kids' show, and as a villain to boot. The kids loved the Steel Samurai, and so, he hated you. I think I understand. You could have just told me. I would have changed places with him any time. Well, even if you wanted to, I don't think he could. I think you're missing the point. Thank you. I'm just glad it's all over. So am I. So am I. Well, congratulations, WP. Oh? Oh! Oh, thanks to you, I'll be able to don the Steel Samurai outfit once more. Well, I've got bad news for you. I can't wait to get back into that sweaty costume and... Yeah. Uh-huh. Is something wrong? No, of course not. Nick! Edgeworth! Hello, Edgy. Say something, right? I'm not good at small talk. Me neither. Me neither, Edgeworth. I hate small talk. I'm no good at it. Huh? What? How's the weather? No. That was too bad, Edgeworth. Zannen desu. You don't waste time gloating, do you? No, I really want to thank you, actually. Those kids would have gotten away if you hadn't stepped in. I'm pleased to meet you. I'm Powers. Edgeworth. I'm a big fan of your work, Mr. Powers. Liar. Right. I must say, I hadn't expected to meet you again after all these years. Meet again? However, in retrospect, it would have been better had we not met. Thanks to you, I'm saddled with unnecessarily feelings. What kind of feelings? Anyway, unnecessary feelings. Yes, unease and uncertainty. Are those kind of necessary? They only serve to get in my way. You listen to me, Phoenix Wright. Don't ever show your face in front of me again. That's what I came here to tell you. Mr. Wright? Was that guy your friend? What friends? As if! They're rivals, right, Nick? They're like blue and red. Opposites. Well, for now we are, I guess. Huh? Why do I get the feeling I'm missing something, some backstory? Come on, Nick, tell me, what's the deal with you and Edgeworth? Well, you see, Maya... In the flashback, I can show you everything, but I guess not right now. And so the curtain closed on another trial. I caused quite a stir by revealing that accident from 5 years ago. It was the talk of the town. Thankfully, Global Studios rethought his programming change. They went back to making kids shows again. Aha. Nick! This is it! The new show starts today! You're gonna watch it with me, right? I'll admit, I was kind of surprised. I didn't think they'd seriously go through with it. Yeah, I mean, I can only assume since Pink Princess is here, Salmonella is like scot-free, right? He didn't get, I guess, go to jail or anything, or I don't know. Maybe he got a fine or something, got an accomplice in like a murder, but not really a murder, it's like a self-defense murder. I don't know. I guess at most, maybe he got, you know, charged with, you know, tampering with evidence. I think. Anyway. You have to buy the train cars too, okay? We have the trainer Cody and the assistant. Fine, I'll do it. Isn't it great that WP gets to play the lead again? I wonder if they'll show his real face this time. I don't know. I don't think the world is ready for the real Will Powers. Wait, what do you mean? As in the Pink Princess? I don't know. Alright, well, alright. We did it. We finished episode 3, Turnabout Samurai. Oh, and this one. Look at Edgeworth. He's so conflicted. Oh no.